Hi there, everybody. It's me, Friendly Dracula's daughter, here to darken your viewing on YouTube. How are you? Hope you're all okay. And I haven't been on for a couple of weeks. I've been quite busy decorating the house and whatever, and doing the floor in the hall. It took a bit longer than expected. And I've been doing tarot readings and all that palaver. So yes, so I've been quite busy, and of course the cat's not been well, bless him. He had 2 mini strokes over the last couple of weeks, so he's okay at the minute. He's still eating, but much slower eating. He's slower moving and everything, but he still uses his claws and gets his claws out, bless him. But anyways, I hope you're all okay. I hope you're all ready for Crimbo and all that palaver. What are we? It's right. I'm doing something here. It's like, I don't know what the heck's going on. I really don't. Right, let's. A notification sounds, that's silence. So, I don't know. Well, anyways, so yes, as I said, hope you're all okay. Sorry about this. It's just I'm trying to sort something out here to do today. So that's something to do about Christmas now. Hope you're all ready for Crimbo. You've only got 2 days to shop before Christmas Day. So remember, most if not all shops are closed on Christmas Day. So if you haven't got it, don't panic. And I've always lived by that motto. If we haven't got it, if it's not on the table or in the kitchen on Christmas Day, it doesn't matter, does it? It's not going to kill you. So, but anyways, and all I was looking into all the palaver about Christmas trees and where they originated. And we all think about Christmas trees originating from Germany and Queen Victoria, because before then people brought branches in and everything, and some decorated them, whatever. But not too many people had Eugengrebe Christmas trees like we do have now. And they didn't decorate them like this and whatever, and so they just put whatever. But anyway, so I'm going to read it through. And Christmas trees are widely associated with the Christian holiday of Christmas, as we know, but their origins are far from the Christ worshipping standards they represent today. So the actual greenery, because it is about the greenery and wintertime, everything dies down, as we all know, and we can't plant anything out, or if we do, it's just one of those really, really hardy seeds and stones and whatever like that thrive, that need the cold to, and bulbs, whatever, that need the cold to, to start to germinate. But the pagans is to bring in branches of evergreens into the house, like holly and ivy, and not necessarily fir trees, because there weren't many of them around, because they're just maybe abroad somewhere, but not weren't widely thinking in this country. So, but anyway, so that's what it was. Anyway, Christmas trees did begin as a pagan tradition as early as the 4th century CE, so that's before Christ. According to ABC News, European pagans were largely responsible for dressing their homes with the branches of evergreen fir trees. Oh well, there you go. So it says no. If it's online, it's true. All right. In order to bring colour and light into the dull winters, but pagans weren't the only people to do this. Romans also used the branches for decoration during the festival of Saturnalia, which took place from December 17th to December 23rd, in honour of the god Saturn. Right. No, pardon, no. Right, okay. And because of the pagan roots, American settlers were not quick to jump on the Christmas tree trend. Oh, right. So that's the American one. So let's have a look. Right, Christmas tree. Right, here we go. Let's have a look, see, like Wikipedia. A decorated tree is an evergreen conifer such as spruce, pine, or fir, or an artificial tree of similar appearance associated with the celebration of Christmas originating in Northern Europe. The custom was developed in medieval Livonia, present-day Estonia and Latvia, and in early modern Germany, where Protestant Germans brought decorated trees into their homes. It had quite popularity beyond the Lutheran area of Germany and the Baltic countries during the second half of the 19th century, at first among the upper classes, because the lower classes couldn't afford to bring a whole tree into the house. So what they would do, and some people still do it now to this day, is actually buy Christmas trees or whatever in pots and leave them in pots, so they can put them outside the rest of it and bring them back in the next year and whatever, repot them and whatnot. So it's wonderful. So the tree was traditionally decorated with roses made of coloured paper, apples, wafers, tinsel, and sweetmeats. In the 18th century, began to be illuminated by candles, which were ultimately replaced by Christmas lights after the advent of electrification. Simba, leave the boy alone, please, thank you. And today there's a wide variety of traditional and modern ornaments, as we all know, as we can see, such as garlands, baubles, tinsel and candy canes. Right, the original tinsel was literally beaten strips of silver that was beaten so thin it was like a foil, like, you know, so thin, and they used to drape that all over the tree. And the baubles all represent apples, the original Adam and Eve apple. They say that's the forbidden fruit. They saw the apple as the forbidden fruit, but there's no proof about that at all in the Bible that it was an apple, because there's no episode. So basically, the baubles, round baubles, represent the apples, and of course you have nuts and things like that. And they used to have paper roses and paper flower garlands to go around and everything like that. It was just basically to celebrate newness and new birth and everything. So. In the Western Christian tradition, Christmas trees are variously erected on days such as the first day of Advent, or even as late as Christmas Eve. Now, I was brought up to think that Christmas Eve, that Santa brought the Christmas tree with him, but there you go. Depending on the country, customs of the same faith hold that the two traditional days on Christmas decorations, such as Christmas tree, are removed at 12th night, and if they are not taken down on that day, Candlemas, which is in February, by the way. The latter, which ends the Christmas Epiphany season in some denominations. Christmas trees sometimes compared with the Yule tree, especially in discussion of blah blah blah. The origins of the Christmas tree. Right, so it doesn't say it on here, but there we go. But I'll tell you about that in a minute. I haven't seen it on here in a minute. But modern Christmas trees originated during the Renaissance in early modern Germany. Its 16th century origins are sometimes associated with Protestant Christian reformer Martin Luther, who was said to have first added lighted candles to an evergreen tree. Now, since then, since I've read this before, and since then I have found out that there is proof that went back to the 15th century, and it was the Brotherhood of the Blackheads had the first lit Christmas tree with candles on it. Not Martin Luther. So there you go. Modern Christmas trees and Tree of Paradise, the medieval mystery plays, and were given on 24th of December, the commemorative day of Adam and Eve in various countries. Originally, they had apples. They even had snakes. They even put snakes on there. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe the ribbon and the tinsel that we drape on the tree today is synonymous with the snake of Adam and Eve. I don't know, but that could be a thought. But things like this, even though it says Noel on there, it is to represent the apples that they used to put on there, and then, you know, flowers and whatnot, which we don't have. But the lights represent the. Thank you, Simba. Represent the candles that they used to put on there. But of course, that was a fire hazard, of course, and still is to this day. So there we go. So right. So the regiment of the local high sacrosancts. Right at the end of the Middle Ages. An early predecessor appears referred in the regiment of the Order of Cister, C, not with an S, around 1400 in Portugal. The regiment of the local high sacrosands of the Cistercian order refers to what may be considered the oldest references to the Christmas tree. Oh, even further than I thought. Simba, what are you doing? Now come and lie down, please. Come on. Leave it now. Says note on how to put the Christmas branch. Right. On the Christmas Eve, you will look for a large branch of green laurel, and you shall reap many red oranges and place. Do you know what you're doing? And place them on the branches that come off of the laurel, specifically as you have seen. And in every orange you shall put a candle, and hang the branch by a rope in the pole, which shall be the candle of the altar more, which basically the altar. And another thing I did find out as well, what they used to do with, before we had them like this, they used to hang them off the ceiling. You know, they used to have hooks in the thing. Simba, leave it, please. Honestly, in the ceiling. So they used to hang down. So all this palaver about, oh, look, you know, so over the last few years, so people hang Christmas trees off the ceiling. It was done hundreds of years ago, so nothing new there then, is it? So the relevance of ancient pre-Christian customs to the 16th century German initiation of the Christmas tree custom is disputed. Resistance to the custom was often because of its supposed Lutheran origins, but it went before then, so there you go. Of a connection between the symbolism of the first documented Christmas trees in Alsace around 1600. It was, Poland is starting to see. Here we go, Germany. This is why we think in this country that it's originated in Germany, because of Prince Albert, Queen Elizabeth's first, only husband, not first husband. But, and of course, the advent of newspapers and stuff, and they printed a picture of Queen Victoria and Prince Albert and the children around the Christmas tree with candles on there, and it took off from there. So everybody did it, but people used to do it way before then. Simba, please leave it alone, thank you. And people used to do it way before then anyway. So there you go, and we are still doing it to this day. So this tradition here is not a Christian tradition, even though it's been adopted by Christianity. It goes way, 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 way far back. Bring greenery, and it has, turned into this. And people think my tree is real. It's not. It's artificial. I've had it about 15 years, I think. Sorry, banging the balls together there. So I've recycled this time and time again. So I might get a new one for next year. I don't know, but I'm still be partial to this one. But there you go. But anyway, so that's it, yeah. But the custom became even more widespread as wealthier middle-class families followed the fashion. That's Victoria. Christmas. It's familiar with it, and a tree was placed in a room every Christmas. That was the Princess Queen Victoria as a child. 1842, a newspaper advert for Christmas trees makes clear their smart cachet, German origins and association with children and gift giving. An illustrated book of the Christmas tree described their use and origins in detail on sale in 1844. But anyway, so yes, so the Christmas tree is not a Christian thing. And of course, when electricity came, before then it was mostly candles. They put candles on there, but only had them on there for a certain amount of time because of fire hazards, of course. So you don't want to get burned on Christmas Day. You know what I mean? There's one thing burning a Christmas dinner, but not yourself. But yes, so that's for all this. And of course, these little darling little things that we put on there. I've got a waterfall crystal rocking horse. It says "Baby's First Christmas 2001" on it. So, it's just one of those things that I saw while me and my husband saw together, and we bought it. So I've still got it, and there's loads of other things as well. I've got. So, but anyway, here we go. There we go. But yes, so that's what Christmas is all about, really. This part of it, anyway. So, and of course, all the present giving and everything came from that. And I found out as well. I don't know if it's true or not. I really don't know. Look, my little kitsch poodle. Look, my little kitsch poodle. I love that little kitsch poodle. That's from my mate Gina. Hi, Gina. See, look, I still got the poodle. Still got the poodle. Yeah. She's called Nancy the poodle. But anyway, yes, so what they used to do as well, I don't know if it was in this country or not, but what they used to do with the Christmas tree, they used to have one and drag it around people's houses and hopefully have something to eat at people's houses and have a drink. So you'd be basically pissed and full up by the time you got home with dragging a Christmas tree behind you. So I don't know if you want to drag a 6-foot Christmas tree behind you when you're going around to see friends or whatever and have a drink, but hey ho, each to their own, isn't it? So, sorry, I'm just sorting the lights out here because it's been bloody annoying me. It really has been annoying me because they're hanging too low down. Sorry. That's what happens. See, well, that's what happens when you're just over creative and whatever. You just think, oh no, that doesn't look right. Oh, there's a gap there. And I've been changing bloody decorations around on here, unbelievably, because I think, oh no, it looks empty there, it looks full there, too full over there, it looks too empty over there. So I've done all that. But the only one I haven't moved is the one here of my darling Brindle. I had a bit of a cry this morning about, can you see it there? Bless her heart. She's been gone 11 months now. So it's still sad. I actually made one of these for my ex-husband for his dog as well, so I just took over there a couple of weeks ago, and both he and his wife were so chuffed with it. And oh, Brindle, come back, darling. And I sent one, not like this, but I sent a couple of photos to my best friend John, because his dog died in January, about a week before, 2 weeks before Brindle did. So it's been horrendous, and I've got a couple of friends online that lost their dogs as well. So it's just awful, horrible. And then there you go. So because they do, you know, so they take on a huge part of your life, and then all of a sudden they're not there. But anyway, so yes, so this is the first Christmas without Brindle, which is still in my heart, and you know, in spirit, as they say. So, but anyway, yes. So going back to the Christmas tree. What they used to do is to drag it around, like I said, to other people's houses, hoping to get something to eat or something to drink or whatever. So, you know, by the end of the night, he'd be pissed and full up. So, but anyways, and then the advent of electricity, when electricity first came out, no, pardon me, only the very, 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 very rich had electricity to begin with. And what they used to do, they used to rent out electric lights to put on the tree, and it went from the light fitting, or whatever. If you have the light fitting on your table or whatever, like you'd have a lead, whatever, you know. So and that's how it all started. And I think that was 1917, I think it was, or something like that. I can't remember totally, but when it all literally went mental about having lights and stuff, it was after 1970, I'm sure it was. But anyway, so yes, and here we are today with a Christmas tree. What we all look like in 20, 30 years, I don't know. Nowadays we have different colour Christmas trees, artificial Christmas trees, and you know, you have silvery ones, you have pink ones, you have black ones, you have purple, whatever, blue, whatever colour under the rainbow, under the sun that you'd like for your Christmas tree, which is novel, I suppose, for want of a better word. So, yes, traditionally you should put apples on there, and paper flowers and wafers and tinsel, which was made from, like I said, beaten silver. Silver beaten to the end, you know, right to the edge of its life, and that's what was to be done and put on the tree. And of course now we're just, you know, of course in those days there was big gaps anyway, so you know, you hardly had anything, it was just fruit and whatever. And then they'd put oranges on there with cloves stuck in there, so you know, so it scented the room and everything. And then they went from there to hanging orange peels on there to scent the room, because of all the sewage and everything like that was outside. That's another thing that they used to do as well. And of course, some of those traditions have carried on, like the tree itself. You can see just there the flashing lights, but what that is, it's not. They're not. Because I've got one up there as well. They are spotlights, you know, the disco lights, which I've had for years, and you know, you can turn them to go slow or fast or whatever. So I just planted one right in the back in there, and one up there. So when they're on, it looks like they've got flashing lights inside the tree, so it looks nice when there's no other lights on. So as you can see now, you can see it flashing there, and the only lights I've got on is the far. I've got 2 lights in the ceiling in the lounge because it's so big. It's the far light over there and the Christmas tree lights. I've got 3 sets of Christmas tree lights there, and I've succumbed up until now, touch wood, to not buying any more Christmas tree lights. I might do so in the new year when they've gone on sale, which I tend to do. These icicle ones, I think I paid £3 for, or something silly like that, because they're in the sale. So, you know, and these snowman ones, they're just little snow. I say snow people. It's just snowman, snow people. I bought them in Torquay years ago. I think I paid £3 for those as well. So, and the new decorations I've bought in a sale, January sales and whatever, which is really good. So because some places now I've got 50% off and whatever, but I'm waiting to go down even more, because I'm just a cheapskate, a real cheapskate. That's me. Yeah. That's me. But yes, so that's the origin of the Christmas tree, and they never used to put anything on top of the Christmas tree until British put British flags on there, especially when they're out in the colonies and whatever. The British flag was up at the very top, and the advent of the angel or the star. I can't remember where that's come from, but that's for another video anyway. I'll talk about that. I'll do some more research on that. But of course, I don't have a star. I have this pinnacle thing that like very Russian. It's like the bauble, like with a big pinnacle coming over the top like that. That was in a sale as well. I think I paid about $3-4. So I'm so cheap. I'm so cheap, aren't I? Isn't mummy cheap? Is mummy cheapskate? Is she? Is mama a cheapskate? Is she? Oh, there's Simba again trying to come into see. Yeah. Are you saying hello to the camera? He's saying hello to the camera. It's okay, he's looking at the windows just here. He's looking out the window, watching people walking past, aren't you, young man? Hey, aren't you? Let's turn that around a bit. Oh, no, it's gone off now. And Zena's on the sofa watching, going, what the heck's going on? Because I haven't got the usual lamp on, because I thought I'd just do it just with the Christmas tree lights on today. So, but yes, so that's the Christmas tree story. Bored the pants off you, but hey ho, there you go. I shall try and make one more video before Christmas Day, which is only 3 days away. So I'll try and make one either tomorrow or Tuesday to talk about other things and whatever, and wish you all a Merry Christmas. So anyway, so bye bye for now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please share. And my nails are just awful because I took all the gunk off and I painted them. Look at them now. Look at them now. And of course. I felt so self-conscious yesterday. I did a couple of readings yesterday. We had readings, by the way. And I did a couple of readings yesterday, and I felt so self-conscious with my nails. But anyway, so like I said, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And if you think that anyone will share, if you think anyone would benefit from watching one of my videos, even just for a giggle, just share alike, isn't it? So anyway, so speak to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.